We are going live now, so we are live. Hola, 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 buenas tardes. Good afternoon, everyone. So today is the second Wednesday of the month, and here we are with our Conectando Foro Empresarial. So thank you for being here today. So thank you, Colette, for having us in here and bringing us the information to our entrepreneurs. Here and with our friend from the Small Business Administration, actually from the SBDC, the Small Business Development Center from Maryland. So Naddie Clute. Hi, Nadia. How are you today?
Good. Thank you for having me. And I look forward to sharing a lot of information and the resources that the Small Business Development Center has to offer.
Oh, no, we appreciate that. We need a lot of information right now, especially with COVID. So when we are small businesses, we need to know where all the resources are available and what is available, especially if the state, the University of Maryland has some good resources for it. What can you tell us about the SBDC? How can we get resources? What does the SBDC do for us as small businesses?
So pretty much what we do, we are an organization under the University of Maryland, and we are here to provide consulting services as well as training for small business owners. That can be from individuals who are looking to start up a business and want to understand what is the process. It could be for business owners who are trying to find ways to grow their business, increase their services that they offer, as well as some of them are trying to get into government contracting. And then in addition to that, as I mentioned, we do offer training at no cost right now to everyone. We bring different subject experts, when it comes to marketing. We bring lawyers, we bring insurance experts, anything that might have to do with accounting and taxes. And in addition to that, we have our own consultants as well do some of the webinars that we offer.
That's amazing. When we are starting a small businesses, sometimes we have wonderful ideas that we wanted to implement, but we don't have that support. So when we understand that we have resources available, either low cost or free, then we can take advantage of that and move our business forward. And that's what we are looking here in this live events that we are doing every week. So what are the most, I will say in this COVID time, and we were talking about that earlier, like social media, it's like the marketing part of your business is one of the most like people need to understand back because we are all in social media. If we don't have the right resources, how are we going to be able to reach out to potential clients? How are we going to be able to connect with them? How are we going to be able to be there present in front of their eyes? So what resources do we find available in the center?
So pretty much one of the things that we offer is through training. We have training that is really related to marketing, training that is related to social media, as to how to get and make videos on YouTube. So there is a variety. We do have a training calendar that is constantly being updated with training in English and Spanish.
Awesome.
So those are things that they can take advantage of. Generally speaking, these webinars take about an hour, and then all presenters allow time for Q&A for any questions that the people that attended might have as this training is being presented. And in addition to that, on the consulting side of things, once you sign up for services with the Small Business Development Center, all services are for free. And then you get assigned a consultant based on the location of the business or based on the location of the owner. And that consultant will work hand in hand, one-on-one with you to address your business needs, to address any marketing needs, develop a marketing plan, maybe looking to put in a website together and provide you different resources.
Amazing. That sounds so. If I am just starting my business or I already start my business, I can set up an appointment with one of the counselors in the center And the center has multiple counselors that provide services in English, but there's only one center in Maryland that provide Spanish speaking counseling, right? And
Correct.
people from DC and Maryland and Baltimore area can come to that particular center if they need assistance in español. O sea,
Correct. So we have what we call the Hispanic Business Center, and I'm actually the lead for that Hispanic Business Center as we speak. So what we're here to provide is ensure that there are consultants available that speak Spanish that can help you. At this point, we have Luis Diaz Colorado, who is a consultant for Anne Arundel County, who is their bilingual consultant. Then you have Marisela Villamil, who is the main consultant for the Hispanic community. She assists clients in, like you mentioned, Maryland, Virginia, and DC, because we only have an Hispanic Business Center under the SBDC only in Maryland. So we are here also to help clients that are might be in Virginia and DC. And then
I don't know.
I'm not sure what
We're back.
happened.
This is awesome. Since happened. I mean, I just don't know what happened. So we're back in
Yes,
here.
we are back. We got to adapt to technology.
Yeah, technology is great, but sometimes she plays something against us. So we are here. I'm sorry for the interruption.
No worries. And then when it comes to Montgomery County, I am also the bilingual consultant from Montgomery County. So I'm here to provide services in English and Spanish to all business owners.
Okay. So how people can get in touch with the center?
So pretty much just go into the Maryland SBDC website. They can just simply Google. They will have a sign up option where they will fill out their information. And if they have an existing business, then they will put some basic information there. From there, their application gets processed by the consultant based on the location. And then the consultant will reach out to them. Sometimes it's by email, sometimes it's by a phone call, or it could be both, to get to know more about the business owner, what is their needs, and be able to schedule a one-on-one counseling session, which right now, a lot of them are taking place by Zoom or Google Meets. So that's how we are handling that piece.
Okay, well, so people, now that you can just log go to the website and sign up for services. Don't let your dream to go away. So we have resources available here that help you moving forward. What is your experience with the businesses right now in this COVID time era?
So what we have been seeing a lot, and it's kind of like unfortunate, but we are now we're on the other side of what has been happening to business, is that a lot of businesses couldn't take advantage of the financial opportunities and the grants because they didn't have their financials in order.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this pandemic have brought up business owners up to speed and highlight the importance as to having, file their taxes, making sure their business is in good standing in the state of Maryland, and things like that. So right now, one of the key components is to understand the financials, because a lot of business are just now being able to start generating sales. So knowing where they need to be spending money, or where the little money that might be coming into the business is going, is a key component. And then at the same time, it is making sure that the business has some sort of online presence, some sort of website, some sort of social media. I know it can be overwhelming for some business owners, between Facebook and TikTok and Instagram and things like that. But it's sometimes you need to evaluate the nature of the business, and that's what we're here for to help you and determine, hey, let's pick one or two platforms that you feel comfortable with, that you can have some consistency on posting, so that you can grow your business and have some online presence.
I am so glad that you mentioned about financials, because I know, I mean, working with small businesses, how hard it is to understand. But when we know and we understand our numbers, that means that we understand our business. So from that standpoint, when you are starting your business, it is good for you to understand how much money you need to make and how much money you need to expense. So starting from your personal, you need to know how much money you spend in your house. So you got to have a budget in order to say, okay, in my business, I need to make this amount of money in a monthly basis. You need to have a budget in your business, but that starts from your house. Do you have a budget in your house? That's the first question when you're starting your business that you wanted to ask yourself. And from that point, you're going to decide, okay, I'm going to make this amount of money. And then you're going to work all the way backwards to see how you're gonna be able to make that amount of money. You know, the amount of sales that you need to do, knowing your break-even point, knowing how much you need insurance, what are your overheads, you need people, what do you need in that field. Do you have resources available for people to understand if they need to create a budget? How do they get to their break-even point? Or how do they come up with a price that is good for them, and they don't have that mindset that when I'm starting a business, I'm going to give you a low price because I'm going to make the money later on. So for me, that's not a great marketing or sales strategy, because you're always going to be losing money. You're not going to be motivated to work hard to get to the point that you want. So what resources do you have available to guide a person to understand their numbers from the bottom to the moment that they wanted to see their business? You know, they have this huge vision. I wanted to become, I don't know, multi-million company. You know, in 10 years, I see myself being the people in the Washington metro area.
Yeah, so pretty much I handle it in different ways depending as to where the business is at. So if I am working with a client who just registered the business, I make sure I cover and I said, hey, it is important, even though you're a startup, to make sure you have an application that is tracking your income and expenses. I know a lot of times, you know, the business owner is going to be upfronting a lot of the costs and how to ensure that they need to keep all of the receipts to make sure that they are not constantly paying out of their personal bank account for things, but instead, if they need to use certain of their personal funds, that they do deposit into their business account and then pay things out of the business account. I have been assisting clients because I have an accounting background on how to ensure that they set up, you know, an online platform, meaning it could be through QuickBooks, it could be through Wave app, depending as to what is the client need. And then when it comes on the consulting side of things, it is the fact that all of the consultants do have a background and can work with clients one-on-one on making sure, okay, let's figure out what is going to be your overhead. Let's figure out how much you need to bring home every month. And like you said, work, you know, in a certain extent backwards, because if someone needs to make $2,000 a month, then you need to be able to know, okay, how much in sales do I need to generate? Because I have business expenses. Just because you're selling $2,000, you still got to pay for maybe internet, Zoom, your website domain, your email, management and things like that. So it's important for clients to know and set up the budget and look at it, because you would not believe how many clients, they're like, yeah, I just, I sign up for a bunch of things and money leaves the bank account because there is money there kind of growing and not looking at it. Yeah. And then when it came COVID, they were like, whoa, I didn't know we had been paying for XYZ service and we haven't been using it for over 6 months. And so it's important on a quarterly basis to keep a look at to where their expenses are going. I know a lot of business owners also outsource their bookkeeping which is great because you have somebody that is managing and is categorizing expenses so that you can get the proper reports. But it goes beyond that. It is, the business owner has to have the time to sit down and look at those financial reports and be able to see, okay, am I making money? How did this quarter look? How did last quarter look? And then eventually you build enough data where you can compare, okay, well, how about last year? Did I do better compared to last year at this exact same time?
And if you're going to get something from this particular piece, it's like half your bank account, your business bank account. Do not commingle your income and expenses with personal and business. IRS is not happy with that. And in the event of an audit, you get a lot to lose. You get a lot of red flags. So as soon as you start your business, either you register your business with the state or you are doing as a self-employee, you are just doing business as, you just go to the bank and open a business account and track your income, all the money coming from your sales, you track that and how much money is getting in, and you transfer from that account to your personal account. Don't use the money to pay for electricity or to pay for whatever you need from the business account. That's not a good business practice. And as you mentioned that you wanted to look into QuickBooks, we have a lot of people looking into QuickBooks and understanding that because QuickBooks is fleshing all the information from your bank, do bank reconciliation, and you'll see if you are overpaying for stuff. And as you mentioned before, like me, myself, I opened once a audiobook and I didn't want to pay it at the moment. So I opened with another account because I want to get a free download. So, okay, it's free, 30 days. And what happened next? I did not cancel. And then 30 days after, then the book that it was, I don't remember, like $6, probably I paid $30 because I did not cancel. I did not probably close my book and then my bank reconciliation in that month. And the next month, instead of paying $6, I paid $30 for something that it was only $6. So looking into your numbers like that, every penny counts, especially when we are small businesses. Large businesses counts every penny because it's in a large amount. But when we're a small business, every single penny counts. And another thing that is good to know when you start is grab your money to pay your taxes. If you don't do quarterly taxes, have an account and then, you talk to your accountant, you talk to your taxpayer and say, how much money if I make $50,000, $100,000 in revenue after all your expenses, like net, how much taxes do I going to be paying? Because you don't want to be hit with a bill of $20,000 on 15, and you're going to go like, oh my gosh, when am I going to get that money?
Yeah, and the other thing to keep in mind too, which a lot of businesses do at the beginning, is they pull cash out of the business bank account, and that is like a big no. Same as you just mentioned. Don't everything pay out of the business. Don't mix big business with personal. The same way is with the cash, because you can trace that in the case of an audit with the IRS or with the state of Maryland or any other state for that matter. It is extremely difficult to prove and justify the fact as to where did that cash go.
And that was a business expense. Only business expenses taxable are business operating expenses. And if you go to, I don't know, Walmart, Lowe's, Home Depot, you need to have receipt for every transaction. You need to have a document that support all of your transactions. But sometimes you say, well, it's going to show up in my statement.
When there is an audit, they're looking for that receipt.
Because, if you look into that, the receipt will tell you, I just went and got like a patio set for my house. But then I can say, this is a business expense because it's just from Lowe's. No, IRS want to see the receipt. So make sure that every transaction, all your sales, you create either a self-receipt or you create an invoice, depends on your business model. And every single expense, please make sure to have a document that support that expense. Sometimes we get lost in that, and IRS never come and knock on our door the same year.
Oh yeah, they can come 2
following
years
year, they
after.
might come 3 years, 4 or 5 years after, and you cannot, if they knock on your door, you cannot open. You have to open the door. So
Yeah.
it's better to be prepared from the very beginning than to be, not having peace of mind. Because when we start a business, what we're looking to have peace of mind. We're looking to spend more time with our family. We're looking to be more, be our own boss, but we need to set that foundation from the very beginning.
Yeah, and that is 100% true. And now, if some businesses might have received some sort of grant or loan, or they're applying for the forgivable loans, they need to keep their receipts for up to 5 years. They need to keep all those records, including payroll. So just make sure that you guys all are keeping, all your receipts. You can always scan it and have an electronic backup just in case something happens. But yeah, for sure, those receipts and those physical records are important.
And nowadays, there's so much technology. You can just scan, and you don't tell, I don't have a scan. That's you use your cell phone. Your cell phone has that capacity. Ask. If you don't be afraid to ask. If you don't know, just ask some friend who has probably been in business, but your cell phone has the capacity for you to scan a document and save it. I mean, Google Drive give you some free storage. I mean, I have a huge problem with my computer recently. My computer crashed. My emails are all gone. And the document that I didn't have in my Google Drive were all gone also. So thank you. Be prepared. I mean, it's just as COVID. Nobody knew we're here. It's going to be here. So we want to be always prepared as business owner. Are businesses being open nowadays as, after COVID? What do you see in the center? Are people opening more businesses than before?
They are. We are actually seeing a spike of new businesses. There is a lot of food trucks, a lot of, people that have been laid off now are starting their business because they are like, hey, they are not calling me back. There are certain industries that haven't been back to normal. There are industries that were never affected. So yes, no, we are seeing definitely a lot of new business startups, of people that have been laid off and people that now took the opportunity or found an opportunity and are like, okay, I'm going to start a business because I saw, something that needs to take place out there.
And for me to say that is like, I know it's hard to be laid off. I know it's hard not to being able to know how much money you're going to be bringing to put food at your table. But sometimes we have to look into our worst problem as like the lifesaver. Maybe you have in mind that you wanted to have a business before, but you didn't want it to. Starting a business is not easy because you wanted to have that, that money in the bank on the 15, the 20s, whatever day you get paid. But when you have a vision that and you have that passion, you're going to be able to be successful in that business. So if you were laid off because of COVID and you're not working, and this is a great time for you to create that business that you always have dreamed of, just get the support that you want. Just get together with people. I mean, they're here, just here. We got a huge forum. We have a large community that can support any member in any area of expertise that we can set in the leadership forum. So, and also we have the SBDC, resources available that actually we all pay for it. I mean, this money comes from the SBA.
Yeah. Take advantage of it. It is, like you mentioned, it is for free. You guys don't have to pay anything right now to receive counseling services, as well as to attend any of our webinars and trainings that are available right now. So I highly encourage everyone to take advantage of what we have, of what we are offering. And generally speaking, if there is a specific subject matter that a client might need, if there is enough requests, we will, bring that external partner, that presenter that can, explain and get into further detail and do a presentation as a webinar.
That's awesome. So people, hashtag if you need any specific need, and you wanted to be able to participate in any free webinar sponsored by SBDC, then we can understand what your needs are and we can support you. So Nadia, we know that the PPP money, it's over, it's gone now. Is there are any other resources available for small businesses to continue moving forward in their businesses that either the government or the state or the federal government has available? Or
so there is additional funding coming in. I can tell you right now, which the state of Maryland just launched today, on a specific grant for childcare providers. So things are coming. So I highly encourage clients to remain, to keep an eye out, to have the communication going with the consultants, and to be on LinkedIn. Some information we rapidly post on LinkedIn. Some information is available online through the state, website. So yeah, as an example, right now there is a brand new grant for childcare providers where they are receiving $15,000.
Okay.
And that is in the state of Maryland.
Okay, so parents that they wanted to start their businesses, or they're gonna be going back to work and they need to have their kids going to daycare, they can apply for that.
That is for childcare providers.
Or for those centers.
For the businesses that are, it could be family childcares or it could be childcare centers. Okay. So they are receiving those resources because they have been one of the industries that were heavily impacted when all the parents, start working from home or were laid off, and one of the parents ended up taking care of the child. So, like I said, this just launched today. Gotcha. So that means there is more coming, or should be.
So if I own a home daycare that is registered with the state, I need to be paying attention to that grant coming up, or just
it was just launched today and is open until the first week of August.
Okay, so we got like 15 days?
Yeah, roughly.
Okay, so if you have a daycare, you know what to do. That money, it's good. It's a grant, right?
It is a grant. It is $15,000 as a grant.
Nothing that they have to pay back.
Nope.
Okay, excellent. Muchas gracias. So if you were to say something to someone who wanted to start a business right now, today, what would you let them know? What would you tell them? How would you encourage them?
Well, number one, that we are here to help them. They don't have to do this alone. I know it can be stressful. It can be overwhelmed. Also, there is a lot of information available out there, but it is, some information can be correct, some information not. So I recommend everyone to validate the resources. We are here to help at no cost to them. Having a business, it's like having a baby. It's, you got to take baby steps. It is possible. You can have a successful business. Things are not going to happen overnight. So if you're like, hey, I have this and I'm expecting to grow my business in a month, that's also not going to happen. You got to have some, you got to spend some time. You got to have some patience. The time that you put in, that's the return that you're going to be getting.
And most importantly for me is knowing what you want. Do the things from your heart. Don't say like, oh, Nadia has a business. I want to have a business like Nadia because she's doing so good. No, it's not going to be as good as Nadia if you don't have it in your heart. So it is important to understand that having a vision for your business is going to help you to achieve that. So I will thank you so much. I will thank you, Khalid, for having us the opportunity to be here today. So we have a large community here in the Women Leadership Photo. People take advantage of that. And we look forward to being with you on the second Wednesday of the month, now in August. So thank you, Nadia. Thank you, everyone. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.